everybody. How's it going today? Well, it's a rainy day here today, and I'm headed back to the hub to take back the little auto parts that I picked up. And I'm thinking, you know what? Let's do this. Let's talk about something that has been on my mind for a while, and that is when I was 39, I had a heart attack. Bum, bum, bum. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah. I'm almost 62 now. So, October 2nd, 2002. I had a heart attack, but I didn't know it at the time what was going on. So here's the thing. It was on a Wednesday night, I believe. I was in Indianapolis. I was at the Salvation Army nursing home doing a Bible study. And, you know, the Bible study went fine for an hour or so with the folks there. So I headed home, and I was single at the time. I was probably single after that, approximately that time. I was single for about 17 years. A long time on my own, pursuing my career, which I love my pharmacy career. Very successful at it. Enjoyed every bit of it. I was very passionate about it. Too passionate about it. I posted up a video on that a while back that I would not have pursued my career as hard as I did, because I sacrificed and I lost a lot. But praise the Lord, here I am. So anyway, back to the heart attack. I went home after being at the Salvation Army nursing facility, doing God's work, going about my day, and I went to bed at about 11 o'clock, 11 p.m., and as soon as I laid down, I couldn't breathe. I breathed in, tried to breathe in, nothing. It was like a herd of elephants on my chest. I would sit up. I sat up. It would go away. I could breathe. Lay back down. As soon as I laid back down, nothing. Sit up. I could breathe. This went on for about 45 minutes. And so I thought, oh man, something's really wrong. Talk about an alone feeling. Have y'all ever been alone? Wow. So I sat up and I thought, okay, as soon as this pain starts to go away, I was scoping out, okay, my shoes are over there, pants, shirt, blah, blah. Jacket, know where my keys and wallet were. All right, so got dressed, put on my shoes real quick. I was going to head somewhere. I was going to head to the urgent care. So on my way to an urgent care that I knew where it was, I get there at about 12 o'clock, midnight. It closed at 11 p.m. So I called the pharmacy in Indy, there on the west side, and asked if it was a 24-hour pharmacy for nursing homes. It was, ironically, and for hospitals, pharmacy, and assisted living, that type of stuff, long-term care. So I asked whoever answered the phone, I said, do you all know what hospital is covered by our insurance? And the lady asked several of the other employees. Nobody knew, so I just picked the pharmacy. North side of it, or pharmacy, hospital, north part of Indianapolis, St. Vincent, up off 86th Street. I lived in Indy for 15 years. So I hightailed it up to, in my truck, I had a 150 Super Crew, 2002. I had just bought my truck brand new, like 2 or 3 months earlier. I bought that truck without even test driving it. And you know what? I just sold it like 2 years ago. I had it for 20 years. 350,000 miles on it. Anyway, loved it. So I go to the emergency room. It's up on this little hill, incline. And as I'm getting out of the truck, I couldn't breathe. Very labored breath. And I started walking up just a little incline, and the security guard said, "You can't park there." And I said, "I'm having a major issue." He goes, "Sir, you can't park there." I said, "I can't breathe." He said, "You can't park there." He was getting mad at me. I said, "Fine, so what do? I hop back in my truck, drove down to the bottom of the incline, parked it in a little parking lot, trudged up the incline, trudged up the driveway to the ER. Couldn't believe, looking back, man alive, probably could have sued them. So anyway, I checked in. They got me back straight away, real quick, and I appreciate that. And they checked me in, and they ran some vitals, and of course, big issues. They said, "We're going to send you downstairs to have put you on the treadmill." I said, "Okay." So they shipped me downstairs, and this guy said, the technician said, "Okay, I need you to be on here for 2 minutes." I said, "I'll do my best." No idea, middle of the night. It's after midnight, obviously. And so about 5 seconds in, I couldn't breathe. I said, "Sir, I cannot breathe. We need you to go 2 minutes." I said, "I cannot breathe." At 30 seconds, I had to, as much wind that I had, I said, "I can't do it. I can't breathe." So he said, "Okay." He stopped it. And he went and got a doctor as I'm sitting there in some little room with his treadmill. They had put some stuff in my arms. Cardiologist came in and he said, "Sir, we really need to do a heart cath on you." He goes, "Just to be straight up with you, I'm 39, all alone. Family all back west." He said, "I've had a lot of people die from what's going on that you have." Tears come down. And so they put me on there. This is funny. I still remember like it was yesterday. So I get down there on the gurney, and the lady said, "All right, we need you to strip off all your clothes." I said, "Okay." So I took off my pants. I think my shirt was already off, so I took off my pants. She lifted up the sheet, and she saw that I did not take everything off. I took my pants off. She goes, she smiles, she goes, "I said, I told you need to take everything off, because we need to do some work down there," because back then, the heart cath, they go up through the groin, up the side, and then over to the heart. So put the sheet back over me, took everything off, and she did whatever she had to do. And then all of a sudden she goes, "Sir, have you ever been picked up by 4 women at the same time before?" I said, "No." She goes, "Well, you are now." Boom. There must have been a lady on each corner of the sheet or blanket, lifted me up and placed me on this table. And, they all started laughing, and I'm sure I cracked up, And then I was able to watch on the screen right here, going over there, and the doctor said, "Your Widowmaker is 99% blocked." I said, "What's the Widowmaker?" He goes, "Do you know what a Widowmaker is?" And I said, "Yeah." But I didn't know about heart stuff. I just knew a Widowmaker was something that killed you. He goes, "I think it was LAD, left anterior descending, I think, was 99% blocked at the top. So they rushed me in, they did their thing, they threw a stent in there, and I was in rehab there for a couple of weeks. And they showed me the before and after. It is so amazing pictures. They took pictures of before with all the blockage, hardly any blood was coming to the heart. Then they took another picture, at the end. They showed these to me. I still have them somewhere in a box. All of a sudden, all these arteries, vessels, you can see all these dark blood, represent blood going all throughout the heart. Whereas the initial one, you can barely see any vessels. You can barely see anything. So the main Widowmaker was pert near completely blocked, 100%. Could have died that day. 39. So as I'm walking around, I remember walking around the cardiac unit. I'm in my little robe thing, scrub thing. Rear end hanging out the back. I'm 39. I'm with my IV pole. Walking around because you had to do so many steps they wanted in the hallway. And so I remember looking in these rooms and it was like everybody seemed so old. And I thought, man, I'm only 39. So anyway, the next morning, my boss and a couple of other people from the pharmacy came over. I'll use their name, Daryl and Carolyn in particular. Awesome bosses, supervisors, mentors, great mentors. Came up and visited me a lot. So I got out of the hospital a couple weeks, I think it was, I don't remember. And then I got home, went back to work after a couple more weeks. You know what the pharmacy did? My office, I was the IT director at the time, and billing supervisor, order entry supervisor, medical record supervisor. I get back, walk down the hallway to my office, and in front of my office was great. It was a wheelchair, an IV pole, an IV pump, a leg bag, all kinds of toiletries, all kinds of hanging bags of medicines, and it was so great. Inside my office door, they had it all decorated too. It was so awesome. And then sitting on my desk was about 2 inches of get well cards. I had received some throughout the month or whatever it was, being off work. But there's a big old stack, couple inches of cards. I still have them to this day, and that's what, 23 years ago coming up. They were so beautiful, those cards. They mean so much to me, and I still have them. So yeah, do you know what it's like to die, almost? I do. It was like a herd of elephants on my chest. Squeezing. 4 years later, in 2006, I had 3 more stents put in. On my birthday! On my birthday! Happy birthday to me. So, yeah, I guess you could say a near-death experience, with my Widowmaker being 99%. I just wanted to share this with you all, that just because you have a major health issue doesn't mean you cannot thrive. My pharmacy career after 2002 lasted another 13 years. So that's why when I went up to be the general manager in 2010 or so in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the largest pharmacy west to California, was my first official pharmacy. I'd been interim general manager at a few pharmacies. Again, like I said, I had great mentors. And 6 months in or so, after I strived for almost 20 years, working my way up from the bottom, I became the general manager of a 150-bed pharmacy, or 150 employee pharmacy with 15,000 nursing home beds. Huge, huge. Get this, a few months later, go to the cardiologist just to get plugged into the system up there in Minneapolis. Guess what? More blockages in the bottom of my heart. In the bottom, no big deal. They say it's nothing to be worried about. But I was thinking, chasing my career, being stressful at the time. Maybe I'll share some other stories of my general manager days in Minneapolis, which did not last long. I'll do that later this week. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because stress can kill you. Stress can kill you. The doctors in 2002 said, I told them everything that was going on in my life, and they said, that stress caused it. Stress will kill you. So if you're going through stress right now, don't take it for granted thinking it'll pass. Go get yourself checked out. Going through construction zone, pretty bumpy through here. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The most loneliest times showed me how great people can be. But you know what? It also showed how, I'm going to say it, how bad people can be. People told me some things at the beginning after I got out of the hospital or during the hospital. They said, I'm going to do this, we're going to do that for you. Every day we'll have food for you. No, it did not happen. One time my church family brought me some food. Who were the most instrumental ones? My work family. So we'll go more in depth on that later. And give you quick stories on those. So that's what I have for you all today. Story time, it seems like. And everything's working out good. Everything's good now. I don't have any issues. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. We all have something. Share your story. I'll post some more stories later this week. All right, you know what, y'all? I had a great 28-year pharmacy career. Loved every bit of it, and I'm thankful for the skills and talents that God gave me that I used, and I'm thankful for people around me. So, praise the Lord. Love y'all. You know what we say? Y'all be great today. I know you will. Y'all be great.